Welcome back, everybody, to the WAC basketball preview presented by Hercules Tires. Rachel Vigil in the WAC Digital Network studios will soon be joined by women's basketball head coach Lane Lord, who is now on the screen. Coach, how are you?
Hey, Rachel, we're doing good and excited to get this season going.
Good. We're also joined by senior guard, or redshirt senior guard, Amara Graham. Amara, how are you?
I'm good today. How are you?
Good. What's the weather down like in Edinburgh?
It's actually kind of chilly today. We've been having, 80s, 90s. It's been very hot, but today we got a little cold front. It's about 65 out right now.
Not too bad for this time of year. Basketball, obviously, we're all happy to see it coming back. Amara, what have practices been like this season for you?
It's definitely been different so far with all the, COVID-19 stuff going on, but I think we've been working very good through it. The school protocols, the coaches are following it all, and I think the plan that they have for us right now is really working. So far we've been, very well.
Coach, what is the team's chemistry like this year?
Well, I tell you what, we're excited about this group of kids. We played quite a few freshmen last year that are back for us. They got valuable experience, but you're looking at Amara Graham, who this is her 5th year in the program. We've been together 3 years now, and she's our leader, and we trust her. And she's been one of the best players in the league 2 years in a row. She's led the league in three-point shooting, over 40%, which is really unheard of 2 years in a row. So we're going to rely heavily on Amara Graham and, of course, Valeria Tapia, who's also been here for 4 years, senior point guard. And then those kids that got a lot of experience last year as young players. So we feel like our chemistry is good. Like Amara said, our practices have been much different. We didn't get to practice in June or July, so a little bit behind the 8 ball there, but with the experienced players, they've done a great job leading us and working hard every day.
Amara, Coach mentions that you were shooting over 40% from the three-point line. Your freshman year, you were shooting under 20%. What changes did you make throughout the years?
I think first off, it comes from just working hard. My freshman year, I was a freshman. I didn't have as good as a season as I, wanted to. So off season, just working, getting in the gym, putting up shots, muscle memory, just getting ready. Also, I think my freshman year, we actually had a whole different coach. So it was a whole different system. And so the next year coming in, Coach Lord, brought a whole new offense, defense, everything. And I think just buying into the coaches and trusting in them and the system just worked out for me.
Amara, how do you get new players to continue to buy into that system for Coach Lane Lord?
I think first it just looks at the results. I mean, Coach Lord came in his first year, we were in the WAC championship, 1 point away from being in the NCAA tournament. So I think first, the results just show them then. And then also, I think every day in practice, just bringing it. The harder the returners work, I think the harder the newbies, want to work. Just so they could be out there on the court with us, having fun and being a part of, the history that we want to make at UTRGV.
Coach, what can you tell us about the non-conference slate?
We're very excited about our non-conference slate. We're going to open up at Texas Tech on November 25th. Get to play an in-state Big 12 school. And then a week later, we're going to open our home slate at Bert Ogden Arena against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, a doubleheader with the men. So for the Valley, it's going to be a big-time event if we get to have fans in the stands, obviously. But we're excited about that. And then we're hosting the first annual South Padre Island Classic on the island at the beach. We'll stay on the beach, play on the beach, and we're excited about that. We have North Texas coming in, University of Texas at Arlington. We have Prairie View A&M. And ourselves, and just a little 4-team classic that we're really excited about right before Christmas.
How did that classic come about?
Well, we've got, with Chase Conk and Molly Kastner, John, our facilities guy, we all just really came together and, had a vision to engage the lower valley, which we have a campus there at Brownsville, and it's one of our initiatives is to engage the lower valley and make sure we're all one unit, one UTRGV, and what better way to do that than then host a tournament just a few miles from their campus. And I think in the years to come, when you can come and stay and play, and it's going to be 70+ degrees right before Christmas, I think we're going to have not only this year, we're excited about the field, but in the years to come, we're going to be able to attract a lot of good teams down here.
Amara, my last question for you. Besides winning a WAC championship, what other goals have you set out for yourself?
Honestly, just to compete and have fun. Every day I go on the court. I'm getting closer to the end of my career. It's getting sad, but the closer I get to the end, the more fun it becomes for me. So I think right now just working individually, just having fun out there on the court with my team every day, that's what motivates me right now.
I'll now open up questions to the media. Michael Navarrete, I'll send it over to you.
All right, thanks, Rachel. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get things started with South Texas Border Sports.
Coach, good morning. This is Ray from South Texas Border Sports. I just wanted to ask you, what's that feeling like now that you've gotten a little bit of practices under the belt? What do you like from your team so far early on in these early practices? And what do you feel that's the one area that you would like to see your team improve upon for this season?
Hey, Ray, good to hear from you. I heard your second question. Could you repeat the first question? You cut out on me just for a second.
The first part of that question was, what are you seeing from your team early on that you like from the early practices, and what's the aspect that you want to improve upon as a team this year?
Okay, thanks, Ray. Glad you're on. Number one, what we're seeing that we're really excited about is we have some size. And in the first 2 years here, we haven't had a post player really over 6 foot. So having 6'5" Vigil, who was in the program last year, transferred from UMass, sat out due to NCAA rules. But at 6'5", she gives us a presence in the paint. And then we're also really excited about some of our players that transferred in last year or that were freshmen. For instance, Eva Boloshevitz, another 6'2" player, played sparingly last year, has really improved her game, and we're excited and think she's going to have an outstanding senior year, being here for 2 years now. And then players like Sarah Bashirs, Tiffany McGarity, Sydney Cordero, Haley Jones, who played a lot for us last year. Those were all freshmen. They've been through it now, and we consider them experienced players that are going to take the next level. What do we need to improve on? Like I said, with all those players being back, we've got just a couple transfers that we need to get caught up into the system that will help us down the road. But as far as the team goes, continuing to score the basketball and improve a little bit on defense. And our biggest goal is to not turn the ball over so we can get extra shots at the basket. And this group that we have right now has done a great job of valuing the basketball. And really that's our number one focus, is taking care of the basketball.
Over to Kyle McDonald.
This is for both of you. This is Kyle McDonald from WAC Hoops Digest. Coach, for you first, how nice is it to have Amara there during this craziness of COVID-19 from, the ending of the season till now, to maybe be that leader on and off the floor? I mean, it has to be nice to have a fifth-year player in that situation, in this situation.
Oh, you said it best. If you look at the last couple of years in the WAC, we've been here for 2 years now, 3. 2 years ago, there's a gal named Brooke that was pretty good at New Mexico State. She was in the program for 4 years. They had experience. She led her team. Last year, UMKC wins the league. They got Erica Mattingly, that's a proven player in the league. You got to have experience to win games. You got to have experience to win championships. And I feel like we have one of the best leaders in the league, and not only one of the best leaders, but one of the best players in Amara Graham. And a very unselfish player. We want her to shoot more, but she's very unselfish. She makes her teammates better. And as far as leadership goes, she's 4.0 engineering student. So she's not only a champion on the floor, she's a champion in the classroom. And that's the kind of leadership we're looking for in our program. And she has done that, from the first Zoom meeting way back in after we left Vegas and didn't get back together until August. Amara's been a great leader for us, and I think she mentioned it earlier, but our administration put in some protocols that have been outstanding. And, for our players to follow those protocols, you got to have leadership, and Amara's done that for us.
Amara, it's kind of the same question for you. I mean, your last season ended really abruptly in a crazy way, and then we've had lockdowns and things like that. How have you, as the leader, kept your teammates together, kept them focused on what you guys are trying to do, this year? And how does being in a program for 5 years help you establish that kind of leadership role?
Well, first, I think me being here 5 years, that builds a little more trust. I've been through it, this many times. So I think at some point, they see, okay, she's doing it. I can do this too. Like Coach said, not only on the court, but off the floor. Like, I'm an engineering major. I'm about to graduate soon. I have a good GPA. I think my teammates can look up to me for that. I also think I'm going to push my teammates on the court and off the court. This year I really took it personal to be more of a leader. My previous years, I feel like I didn't do as good of a job as I wanted to with that. And this year, having freshmen, having transfers, new people, I think my team and my coaches can lean on me to kind of be another coach on the floor to help, us just be successful. So I think that's very big for me, the leadership this year.
Chris Thompson. Chris, you might be on mute.
There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. It's been a unique year, to say the least. For Coach, how have you and your staff had to adjust to the way your team gets ready for the year? And then Amara, was it difficult to stay in shape and get in gym time while staying safe and following the protocols?
Amara, you want to go first?
I couldn't hear my question. It kind of broke up. Could you repeat it, please?
Sure. With the social distancing protocols and not being able to be with your team until August, was it difficult finding gym time, staying in shape, keeping yourself basketball ready?
At first, when I went home, it actually was pretty difficult just because Corona really was very prevalent where I was. It was a big issue. So I kind of tried to stay away from, public places just to protect my family and myself. But after a while, as we got used to COVID and, different laws or, things that were going on, it got easier. I got into the gym, let's say a month and a half before it was time to get down here, just so I could, get ready for what the coaches were going to bring us. So I think at first it was hard, but, after we got used to it, I mean, it's been months of this. We kind of used to it now. It's a bad thing to say, but I think after a while, yeah, I was good.
And Coach, how has it been different for you and your staff when it comes to running practices or team meetings or whatever, when you can only have limited contact with your players?
Yeah, I think, I'm always looking for a positive out of everything. You guys probably know my personality by now. And really what it's done for us is it has brought out leadership. We cannot be with the players besides the time that we have in the gym. Our meetings are, you want to be doing team bonding things right now, having team dinners, all the things that make this job so much fun. But, with our protocols, it's up to the kids right now to form that team chemistry off the floor. And, to our players, Amara, to their credit, we've really done an outstanding job staying in our bubble. And we can't do that without leadership and without them believing in our administration, believing in the protocols that they've set forth for us. And we're excited. It's been tough, but you got to be flexible. And, we may change practice just because of situation that's going on in the gym. Our players are flexible with that, but they can always rely on each other, and they've done a great job with that.
Paul Coro.
Lane, I wanted to ask you about because you had recruited Megan Scott and nearly coached her, how familiar you are with Grand Canyon freshman Katie Scott?
Yeah, I've known Katie since she was a little gal. They used to come to my camps every year at Pitt State. We signed her sister there at Pittsburgh State before I came here to UTRGV, so know the family very well. She's a very talented player. Excited to play against her. I've known her and her family for a long, long time, so she'll do a great job at Grand Canyon. Molly's a great coach, and we're excited for the competition and get a chance to see Katie again.
Okay, I believe that wraps it up. Thank you, Coach Lord, and thank you, Amara.
Thank
Thank
you
you all for having us. Ease up.